What's up, Orlando Magic fans? Thanks for listening to Magic or Tragic. Make sure you keep listening and subscribe or like or comment below. A lot of things to talk about today. I have to get into one subject quickly because it might take long. A lot of people keep asking me, why do I hate Elfrid Payton? And I don't hate Elfrid Payton. I don't agree with his style for this team, basically. And that's the fun thing about sports, why people like to do podcasts or do it on TV, because you can have your own opinion about it and it's fun to banter about it and then watch it play out. My take on Elfrid is this, his style of play for this team, he's a very ball-dominant point guard. And because he doesn't shoot, it presents such a domino effect for the rest of the team. His triple-doubles didn't really translate to winning. And there are a lot of games where he came close to having a triple-double, and it still didn't really translate to winning. Because he handles the ball so much, and he's so aggressive, he has to be because he can't shoot. He uses a lot of energy trying to get himself a shot or other shots. It just doesn't create too much flow or continuity for the offense. The Magic don't have any other real ball handlers but him. I mean, in their regular rotation, it's him. Like Fournier or Ross or Gordon or Vucevic, they're not going to handle the ball or bring the ball down. It's got to be him. And if you're so ball dominant and you can't shoot that well, then opposing teams are going to cheat to not only your team's likes, they're not your tendencies. That's what I want to say. They're gonna cheat toward not only your team's tendencies, but your players' tendencies as well. Okay, if your dominant ball handler does not pose the threat of shooting or any real offensive playmaking from the perimeter, then that's what's going to happen every time. And that's why shooting has been so difficult for the Magic. Okay, people complain about shooting on the team. We have Fournier, who's supposed to be a shooter, Ross, who's supposed to be a shooter, Vucevic, who's a shooting center. We had Ibaka for a short time. He's supposed to be a stretch four. We had Meeks on the team. He's supposed to be a shooter. Okay, Hazonia is supposed to be a shooter. We even have Damon Rudez. I mean, we have a lot of guys who are quote-unquote supposed to be shooters. But that shooting didn't translate because of what I said previously. Our ball-dominant point guard spends a lot of time trying to be aggressive, trying to make things happen, but that helps no flow for the offense. And two, teams would cheat towards what we like to do on offense. And they just took away, it was easy to take away the wing, or the post. And that's why I said, I think teams just allowed Elfrid to do what he wanted on the offensive end, and percentages said it's going to come out in their favor. I mean, there's such a trickle-down effect from his style of play for this team. Which leads me into the second thing I wanted to talk about. Shelvin Mack, the signing of Shelvin Mack. That's, to me, a good signing. I didn't think about him when I was looking at free agents, but it's an interesting signing to me for a reason I brought up earlier. He has some position flex that the Magic don't have in the backcourt. I mean, if you think about it, all our point guards can only play point guard. Like, Elfrid can't shoot, so he can't play the two. Augustine and CJ, they can't play the two because they're defensive liability. And they're not that great offensively at the two, so they couldn't play it. And your twos are basically Ross and Fournier, and they can't play the one. Hazonia might have did it in a pinch, but he never played. So Shelvin Mack is a player who has been a solid backup. He showed some shooting capability and a little bit of scoring capability at times. He was a little bit of a spark plug off the bench for the Utah Jazz. And because of his size, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's not the smallest, but he is strong. He's got a strong body. And because of that, he can play the 1 or the 2. And that's going to be something. And he's not a young guy. He's a veteran. And he actually, I think, has a little bit of potential to be a lot better offensively than what he showed in his, previous years. So I actually like this signing. I don't think he's going to take the point guard spot over from Payton. I think they're really going to give Payton a chance to keep this job this year. But I think Shelvin Mack is going to be a nice rotational player for us. Again, position flex. That's the word I keep hearing. Position flex, position flex. So that's a good thing for the Magic. The Summer League. Quickly want to touch on that. It's shown that it was a deep draft. Like all these players that we talked about or been hearing about, they're all playing very well, including our own Dennis Smith Jr., the player that a lot of Magic fans wanted us to draft. And I think that one is going to sting for a little bit because I think Dennis Smith Jr. has a chance to contend for Rookie of the Year because he's going to get a lot of playing time in Dallas. And he's ready to play now. His style of game translates for right now. Don't get too down. I think our player did well too. If he would have played a lot of games and a lot of minutes, he would have had some nice numbers like a lot of these guys are having. Tatum and Adebayo, Foxball, a lot of guys. Luke Kennard's playing well. Someone I think the Magic were looking to trade up for. So don't get down. Our guy, he was balling too. He would have put up some numbers too. And what if Isaac goes to 7 feet? Wow. A 7-footer who can handle the ball and split double teams and shoot it. So don't get down. Our guy's going to be awesome too. We just got to wait a little bit longer for that. The last thing I want to talk about is the upcoming season and what my personal expectations are. To be honest, I hope the Magic finish to be able to get the top 3 pick, one of the top 3 picks in the draft. Now, I'm not saying we should tank or anything like that, but I kind of believe that if we keep our current roster, if we don't make any trades, and we basically make this a tryout year, our management said they want to be patient about this, and they're going to evaluate all our players, fairly and rightly so. I think we have a possibility, if that happens, to finish with a top 3 pick. So I'm not talking about tanking or anything like that. However, what I do want to see happen, regardless of our record this year, is I just want to see 3 things. I want to see Aaron Gordon, Mario Hezonja, and Jonathan Isaac play well. Aaron Gordon, obviously, I want to see improvement from him. He gets a chance to be at the power forward, train for a whole year, knowing he's going to play power forward, same system, all that good stuff we want to talk about and give him the benefit of the doubt for, because we've been waiting and he's been teasing us. So honestly, I want to see him take that next step. I want to see that regardless of the record. Second is Mario Hezonja. I like Mario Hezonja for some reason. I think it's because he just shows too much talent and skills. But for whatever reason, he hasn't played a lot. Is that because of the past coaching staffs and front office and who knows what it could be, but he's still young. I still think he's got game, and he plays for the Magic currently. So I want to see him. I'm anxious to see him this year. And Jonathan Isaac. I just want to see Jonathan Isaac show some talent, show some future. He could be one of the better two-way players in the NBA. He's part of that crop of players that are the future of the NBA. When you talk about real positionless players who can, not only guard 1 through 4 or 5, but also offensively can play 1 through 4 or something like that, you know? And he's one of those players. So you hope he develops, and you hope you begin to see a little of that in this upcoming season. So that's all I want to see. I want to see something from Aaron Gordon, Mario Hezonja, and Jonathan Isaac. I don't really care about the record. All those other players, to me, are expendable. You know, I don't hate them all. Like, you know, I like what Biyombo can do if this team was a good team. I actually like Vucevic, you know, but Vucevic, again, is... we got so many box players, you know, and I just think that for what this front office likes, as far as position flex and athleticism and all that good stuff, the Magic currently don't possess a lot of those players. We got a lot of box players, you know. When I say that, I mean players that can only do one thing or play one position. So I think that's going to change over the years. That started with Jonathan Isaac. I think Aaron Gordon possesses that. And I think Mario Hezonja possesses that. So everyone else is expendable to me. And we'll see how it shakes out. Anyway, thanks again for listening. And go Magic.